Hi everybody, it's Heidi. Just a quick check-in. Been doing great. Um, Work's great. Losing weight's awesome. Down 103 pounds. Yay! um, it's been a hard journey. It's been crazy. I really don't have too much to touch base on. I think every time I make one of these videos, they drag out forever. So I'm going to make this one short and quick. It's summertime, wonderful outside. Get out of the house, go swimming, go walking, do something while it's hot, hot, hot outside. It makes you feel wonderful when you come in and it's so cool in the house and you can just lay down and relax. Or maybe you'll find yourself when you get home, you still got a bunch of energy, clean the house or do something. Get up and move. Um, I personally have found I love, love, love using work to exercise. If you have the opportunity to lift heavy stuff, lift it. You have the opportunity to move around and walk around a whole bunch, move around and walk around a whole bunch. Anything and everything in your life can be an exercise if you want it to. You just have to really apply yourself to finding ways to make things um, a little more interesting when doing your housework or doing your yard work or going out somewhere, going shopping. Yeah, you're only going for groceries, but you're going to Walmart. So instead of starting in the groceries, start at the opposite end and walk through the whole store, every aisle on your way to the grocery department. I found that is like my absolute biggest um, pet peeve is when I go shopping with my husband. As soon as we get there, he wants to park the first space closest to the door, and we're in and we're out, and half the time I forget stuff that I really needed or wanted and didn't remember. So doing it this way, start at the far end of wherever you need to be and walk all the way through every aisle to get to the other end, and in the process maybe you won't forget everything in the travels. I find myself going out and wanting to shop more and find clothes for myself. I'm in a 14, 16, y'all. When I started this, I was in a 34, 36. So I'm down 20 inches, 22 inches, somewhere in there. My biggest I ever had was a 5X shirt, and this right here is big on me, and it's an extra large. When I first bought it, it was actually really tight on me, and I could barely squeeze into it, and I was probably in a 20, 22, somewhere in there. Um, Go-to stuff for me, which food-wise, would be a scoop of peanut butter, great protein. Um, I found there is a package in Walmart in the vegetable organic, or well, not even organic, just the fruits and veggie aisles. Somewhere over in there, I think I was in like where the cucumbers and stuff was. There was packs of vegetarian meat. There was packs of vegetarian no carb noodles. They are excellent. I had them last night. I bought some marinara sauce and I threw the veggie, whatever, the no carb noodles, and I threw the vegetarian hamburger and some marinara sauce and made it excellent, cheap and easy. Spaghetti, it really wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be, but the package of the noodles is like it's in a water. They almost kind of look like bean sprouts, and I was kind of confused. When I picked them up, I thought they were bean sprouts without the little sprout part on top. But when I got them, I realized they're noodles that are like really long. And I don't know what kind of noodles they are, but they hit the spot. I ate it. I didn't get sick. I didn't feel nauseous. Usually I eat anything with a lot of carbs in it. It makes me sick to my stomach. I can't do it. That is one thing that has really changed in my life. I hardly ever want sweets, but when I do, I don't feel guilty because I don't eat them very often. If I do, I have something that's usually sugar-free, like maybe some sugar-free jelly on 35 calorie bread or whatever. I don't know. It's really low carb bread. It has 35 calories. I think it's called High Life. It's excellent bread. I'm not really a bread person. I only have bread twice a week, if that. I tend to stick to my protein. I don't do protein shakes anymore. Very rarely, unless I'm really just feeling puny and I don't want to eat, and then I'll have me a protein shake. I am 176 pounds. I am at a point in my journey where I really haven't been losing a whole lot of weight, but that's okay. I've still been losing inches, so I know there's progress being made. So don't get discouraged when you do hit those little plateaus where your body kind of catches up, because you'll think, oh, I'm not losing weight, something's wrong. I have to call the doctor and find out what to do, or maybe I need to bump up my protein, or I need to lower my sugar or my salt, or just give it up. I mean, honestly, as long as you're getting in at least an hour a day of some good muscle building exercise. I don't want to say really lifting weights, but as long as you're getting in some kind of muscle building exercise, moving around. Cardio is great, but I found that cardio isn't really as important to me as it is to physically train and get toned, because I have bat wings for days. Thank you, gastric sleeve surgery. I know it might not look like much to you now, but if I pull all that back, and I don't know if you can see it, I actually have a big definition muscle there, which you can't see. But if I pull all this excess skin back, you can kind of see it, I guess. See, it goes from nothing to muscle, and there's a big definition here, but it's hard to see. Let's see. See, now you can see it a little bit. And when I pull it back, you can kind of really see that definition right there. It's all muscle up here, and I love it. I've never been able to make a muscle in my life. And now you can see, woo, muscle. All of this right here is me. See there. This under here is really hard to get rid of. So the best thing I can tell you is from the start, work it out. When you pull back, what you're going to do is you're going to go behind you, and then you're going to kick your arm back this way as you go. And the heavier the weight, the better. I know a lot of people say, no, don't do that, don't do that. Do that. It breaks the muscles. It helps build the muscle up. All you have to do is just keep eating your protein, and out of nowhere, all of a sudden you'll have all this muscle and you don't know where it came from. You'll think, well, I only did 30 minutes here and 10 minutes there and 5 minutes there, but it adds up over time. Any and all muscle transformation is a good thing, because muscle weighs more than fat. So even though sometimes you think you're not losing weight, you really are. Don't get discouraged. That is my main goal for today, is to just tell people, don't get discouraged when you think that you can't do it anymore. You can. Don't get discouraged. It's hard. There's days when I wish that I would have got up and went to the gym. But then 2 days go by, I still haven't went to the gym, and I step on the scale and I've still lost weight. My cousin, Stephanie Perkinson, Crow, had the full gastric bypass. And later on she got sick, but before she got sick, right after she had the bypass, it took her about a year and a half or so, And she lost down from 269 pounds down to 125 pounds. And she did not exercise at all. Exercise is very important for the toning, but as long as you're following your food regimen, you'll continue to lose until you level out. You'll know when you finally leveled out because you won't lose anymore. And by that, I don't mean for a month or two. I mean 3, 4, 5 months go by. There's no weight loss. I haven't got to that point yet. I still have weight loss. It's just a very slow weight loss now. Maybe a pound here, 2 pounds there. But when you go from 379 pounds to 176, you kind of feel so great about yourself that you really don't care if you lose anymore. I don't. I'm happy right where I am. I feel so blessed and so positive. I actually stopped and got me this cross because the Lord is my Savior. I shall not want. And when I did want, I knocked on His door and He answered me with the kindest heart He possibly could. And I just had to get something to remind me to be humble in this journey, because for a while I did find I was being a little vain, and I felt so pretty, and I feel so pretty not being so overweight that I have 3 chins, and not being so overweight that I have 4 jelly rolls on my sides. I'm down to 2, y'all. I went from 4 rolls to 2, and they're in my front. It has been kind of hard. I am not a sit-ups girl, but when I step into the old clothes that I had on, it really hits home for me. I have body dysmorphia, or whatever you want to call it, where I look in the mirror, I do not see any change in myself from the day I started this. At 379 pounds to where I'm at right now, physically I don't see a change. But I know there is a change, because if I take pictures and look back from this picture to that picture, oh, look how much I've changed, But when I look in the actual mirror at myself, I do not see the change. I do not feel a change. I'm tired. I have back problems. I have muscle spasms. I have major just physical pain all the time. I have fibromyalgia, so it makes it hard. But hey, if I can do this, you can do this. Don't think you can't. It is a lot easier than you think to lose the weight. You just have to apply yourself, eat at least in the beginning 30 grams of protein, 50 grams of protein, 30 grams of carbs, no more than 30 on the carbs, but try to keep it under 10 if you can. There is nothing wrong with not eating sugar all day long. That is your biggest and worst enemy in the world. The best way it was ever explained to me is my doctor told me when I first started this, before I even went to the gastric surgery doctors, that carbs turn to sugar, sugar turns to fat. So if it has a carb, if it has a sugar, count it as a fat and add it to whatever fat's already in the fat grams calorie area. Because all carbs will turn to sugar and all sugar will turn to fat. So if you eat a carb, you're eating fat grams. You're putting fat on your body. You want to lose weight, stay away from the carbs, stay away from the sugar. Bread, pasta, fruit snacks, fruit. Just, you can cut fruit. Your vitamins will give you all that you need from your fruit. The only thing it doesn't really give you enough of through the vitamin is fiber, but then you can take fiber to make up for that too. I find that the clear, I think it's Metamucil, is pretty decent. I don't really take too many vitamins anymore either. I do try to watch myself and at least have a couple prenatal vitamins every week. And I'm not saying this isn't for everyone, but for me personally, when I go to the doctor after I haven't taken any vitamins in a few months, and they tell me that all I need is some vitamin A, hey, I'm going to take my vitamin A and go on my day, sorry, I don't want to curse, go on my way. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of stuff into my body that my body doesn't need. So I do always take my B1 and my B12. They are very important. They're for your metabolism. Don't skip those. If you're going to skip anything but those. Those are ones I take every day. In the morning, the one is microscopic. You put it under your tongue. In 2 seconds, it's gone. It tastes good. It's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have a vitamin taste to it. And I just really don't beat myself up too much, because in the end, as long as I'm still losing weight and not gaining weight, I pat myself on the back. I don't care if it's 1 pound. Hey, that's a pound gone that I hope will never come back. But I try not to binge eat, is what I call it, because it's really not binge eating. What it is sometimes after I eat, I might take 2 bites, but in 10 minutes I'm hungry again. So I was going back in the kitchen and getting something to eat again, and I'd take my 2 bites, and in an hour I'm hungry again. And it was just like a never-ending cycle. And I found that I wasn't losing weight, and the reason why is because I was actually full, but my food was trying to go down through there to digest. So my mind, I'm thinking, well, I only had 2 bites. I don't feel full anymore. I need something to eat. So I was running back to the kitchen. And I didn't just run back to the kitchen and grab, some more protein. No, the first time I ate protein, and it was only 2 bites of protein, but then I went back in the kitchen and I got me, say, something that had a little higher carb in it, maybe a few bites of cereal or something, and it wasn't as good for me. But then I think to myself a little bit later, I had my cereal. It was a protein, kind of, sort of, the Special K protein, but it wasn't much protein. And then I had a little, a few bites of this, but that's still not much protein, so I need to eat something else. And I just thought that to myself all day, because I felt like I was never eating enough, because I'm only eating 1 or 2 bites, not a serving. But I'm counting a serving every time I fix my meals. So I found that really, if you know that all you can eat is 1 or 2 bites, that's fine, because at least you're getting something in. But you just have to add more meals to your diet and really start counting exactly how much protein you're getting in, because sometimes you think you're getting a lot of protein in and you're really not. So adding your favorite protein shake to your daily routine is a good thing sometimes. And I try to get all my proteins in by sticking with a serving of protein until that serving is gone. I stopped running back to the kitchen and making new stuff. If I sat down and I had a serving of some chicken breast and I didn't eat it all, I'll keep going back to that chicken breast all day until that serving is gone. So at least I know exactly how much protein I got in. Make sure to identify exactly how much protein you're getting in, and try to stick with the same meat until it's gone, because throwing bits and pieces away is throwing away what your body needs to stay out of starvation mode. When it goes into starvation mode, it stores all the fat. You got to get away from that. That was, not saying everybody, but the ones that are like me that tend to not want to eat the same thing twice, you have to learn to eat your full serving of your protein, because that to me was the hardest thing to do. And I really just wanted to touch base on that, because it's something that I kind of found myself not doing like I should. The other thing, don't fall back into old habits. If you know you're going to want that donut when you get home, even though you bought them for the kids, don't buy them for the kids, and you won't have that donut there to pick up. Sometimes it's better to get the fruit for the other people in your house, and just go, hey, if you want something else, go to the store and buy it yourself, but only buy enough for today don't buy enough for a week because I don't want it sitting in my cabinets. I don't want the temptation. And if they love you, if they have any respect for you, they will abide by your rule. It's not asking a whole lot to say, hey, don't bring the fattening stuff in the house. You know, sometimes it's like, why would you take crack to a crackhead's house? It doesn't make sense. You wouldn't do that if they're a recovering addict. You don't take the addiction to their house. If you know that you drink alcohol and you're going to someone's house that was a recovering addict from alcohol and they were a bad beer drinker, you don't take a 24 pack of Bud Light to their house, because you know that that's going to cause an issue for the people there, and it might trigger them to want to return to their old ways. And if it's not there, out of sight, out of mind. I don't keep it in my house. I have no need for it. I don't want it. When I go to the store, I reach for a bottle of water now, because I know that that's what I can have. And I'll go to the Crystal Light section. I don't get Crystal Light, but I get other flavored stuff like the Great Value brand. The strawberry watermelon's really good. Or I'll go to the Dollar General store and they have a pina colada one that you can mix into your water bottles. It's really good. I like being able to buy the packaged ones that are bigger, and I actually give it to my kids. They don't even care that it's not Kool-Aid and it's not syrupy sweet. They still drink it because they're thirsty and they don't want water. But what they don't realize is they really having water. It's just got a little flavor to it, but not anything bad or harmful to their body. Try just squeezing some lemon in water. That has been a miracle for me on days when I was really thirsty and I didn't want to drink my water. You squeeze a little lemon in water, and in 10 minutes your mouth will be so dry you'll try to beat your brains out to get to a drop of water. It's crazy, but it works. It really works. I don't know. I guess that's it for today. I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to touch base. I know it's been a long time since I made a video. God bless. Take care. Make good choices. And don't give up. You can do it. Peace, love, and chicken grease.